There comes a moment in every destiny when the air around you shifts, when the invisible realm grows heavy with divine movement, when your heart begins to sense something you cannot explain with logic or language. It is the moment right before God breaks open the heavens and steps into your life with a force that no enemy can stop and no circumstance can contain. And I am here to tell you, with the conviction burning inside my spirit, that God is about to explode into your life in a way you have never seen before. Not softly, not quietly, not gradually. No, God is preparing to move suddenly, powerfully, overwhelmingly, as if He has been waiting for this exact hour to demonstrate what His power truly looks like. You did not stumble upon this moment by accident. You did not arrive in this season by coincidence. You are hearing these words because your life is on the edge of a divine eruption, and the God who formed the universe is about to release something extraordinary into your path. You may feel as though you have been walking through a valley that has no end. You may feel like you have been standing in a dry place, a silent place, a place where nothing seems to move or break or change. But God does His greatest work in the shadows, in the waiting, in the unseen moments when you think He has forgotten you. God has not forgotten you. God has been building something inside you that is stronger than every attack you faced. God has been strengthening your endurance, sharpening your spirit, and teaching you how to stand even when everything inside you wanted to collapse. And now, right now, God is aligning the very forces of heaven to push you into the next dimension of purpose and breakthrough. What you are about to see is not small. What you are about to experience is not average. God is about to explode into your life. Every trial you walked through was preparing the soil. Every delay was watering the seed. Every unanswered prayer was stretching your spiritual capacity. When God is planning a massive breakthrough, He often allows long seasons of silence, so that when He moves, your spirit will recognize His fingerprint and not mistake His power for human coincidence. God wants you to know His movement is unmistakable. God wants you to feel the difference between your strength and His strength, your timing and His timing. God is not simply adding to your life. He's transforming every level of it. He's expanding you, elevating you, reshaping you, and preparing you for blessings that require more mature, more disciplined, more spiritually grounded version of you. God is about to explode into your life because you are finally positioned to carry what He has been preparing for you all along. Maybe you've been praying for change. Maybe you've been begging for a sign. Maybe you've been asking God, when is it my turn? When will things shift? When will the doors open? And heaven has seemed quiet, but silence from God is not absence, it is preparation. Silence is the deep inhale before the power of God is released. Silence is the night before the dawn. Silence is the cocoon before the butterfly breaks out. God keeps quiet when He is working the hardest. God does not need to announce what He builds. He only needs to reveal it when the time is absolutely perfect. And for you, the time is coming so close that you can almost feel the weight of it pressing against your spirit. That pressure you feel is not stress, it is divine expansion. That discomfort is not confusion, it is God stretching your faith so you can hold the blessing that is headed your way. You must understand something deeply. When God is about to explode into your life, He begins disrupting everything that is too small for your future. He starts removing people who cannot go where you are going. He shuts down opportunities that would limit your growth. He closes doors that would trap you in cycles beneath your calling. You may think things are falling apart. but they are actually falling into divine order. God is not breaking your life. He is breaking the limitations around your life. God moves people out because they would mishandle what He's about to pour into you. God interrupts plans because they were never aligned with your spiritual destiny. God shakes your comfort zone because comfort kills calling. The shaking you felt recently is not the enemy winning. It is God rearranging the atmosphere so you can step into the next level without anything holding you back. For too long, you have been carrying weight that did not belong to you. You have been fighting battles that exhausted your soul. You have been trying to fix things God never asked you to fix. And now God is stepping in not to assist you, but to take over completely. God is about to explode into your life with clarity so sharp it will silence every lie that has whispered against your destiny. God is about to explode into your life with direction so precise that every confusing path will straighten before you. God is about to explode into your life with a strength so overwhelming that every weakness you feared would destroy you will suddenly become irrelevant. You are entering a season where your battles will not be fought with your own spirit, but with the power of God moving ahead of you. God is not asking you to understand everything. He is asking you to trust Him through everything. Trust is not built in comfort. Trust is built in confusion. Trust is built in the dark. Trust is built in the silence. God uses the very seasons that frustrate you to shape the trust that will sustain you. You have been learning trust without even realizing it. You have been developing spiritual muscles without knowing they were growing. Every time you kept going when you wanted to quit, trust was growing. Every time you prayed instead of panicking, trust was growing. Every time you stood your ground instead of running, trust was growing. And now that trust has matured enough to carry the magnitude of what God is about to release. The moment your trust becomes strong enough, the timing of God unlocks. There is a reason your spirit has been restless. There is a reason you can't settle. There is a reason your heart has been sensing change even before you see it. Your spirit always knows when God is approaching. Something inside you begins to shift. Your patience becomes sharper. Your discernment becomes deeper. Your awareness of God becomes stronger. You find yourself thinking differently, praying differently, seeing the world differently. This is what happens when God is preparing to explode into your life. You start transforming before the blessing even arrives. God upgrades the receiver before He releases the gift. You may not see the full picture yet, but God has not been building something small. God has been orchestrating a breakthrough that goes beyond your expectations, beyond your imagination, beyond your previous limitations. God is about to give you favor that will make no sense to anyone who thought you were finished. God is about to give you opportunities that no human could have arranged. God is about to align relationships that elevate you, not drain you. God is about to reveal why every closed door was necessary. And when God does this, you won't have to force anything, chase anything, or beg for anything. What God releases cannot be blocked. What God opens cannot be shut. What God commands cannot be resisted. When God explodes into your life, everything that was stuck suddenly flows. Everything that was broken suddenly heals. Everything that was delayed suddenly arrives. You must prepare your heart for sudden acceleration. God is about to move so fast that what took years to build will come together in moments. God is about to restore what you lost in a fraction of the time it took to lose it. When God accelerates, He redeems time. He restores opportunities. He rearranges circumstances in ways that are humanly impossible. You will see things shift so quickly that you will realize the waiting was not a punishment, it was a positioning. God has positioned you for a breakthrough that will make every year of pain worthwhile. When God moves quickly, you must be spiritually grounded enough to receive without fear and rise without hesitation. And let me speak this with boldness. Your enemies will not be able to stop what God is about to do. They tried, they plotted, they whispered, they doubted, they hoped you would fall, fail, and fade away. But God watched it all. God recorded every injustice. God collected every tear. God saw every moment you remained faithful when no one else believed in you. And now God is about to demonstrate that no attack against you was strong enough to destroy what He placed inside you. God is about to elevate you in ways that will force every adversary to witness His power over your life. The very things people used to mock you for will become the areas God blesses you the most. The same mouths that doubted you will speak of your transformation. This is the season of divine reversal. This is the season when God flips the script. You have survived what was meant to break you. You have endured what others could not have endured. You have walked through seasons that should have crushed your spirit, but instead they awakened your purpose. God allowed you to walk through the fire so that the fire inside you would never die again. You are stronger now, wiser now, clearer now, more spiritually mature now. You are not who you used to be. You have evolved. You have grown. You have shed layers of doubt, fear, dependency, and insecurity. God has refined you, purified you, awakened you. This is why you are ready for the explosion that is coming. God will never pour something massive into a spirit that is not prepared to handle it. Your preparation is complete. Your season is shifting. Your breakthrough is forming. God is about to explode into your life. You may have been overlooked, but God never overlooked you. You may have been underestimated, but God always knew your potential. You may have been ignored, but God was shaping your influence in silence. And now, God is about to reveal what He invested in you. People will be surprised, but you will not. You will recognize the hand of God because you have felt it shaping you in private for so long. You have felt it, the stretching, the pushing, the breaking, the rebuilding, and now you will feel the release of favor, the release of opportunity, the release of strength, the release of destiny. You have carried the weight, now you will carry the blessing. You have endured the process, now you will embrace the promise. When God prepares to explode into your life, He begins awakening a deeper spiritual awareness inside you. Suddenly, you feel a pull toward quiet moments, a stirring to listen more closely, a desire to separate yourself from noise and confusion. This is not a random shift. It is the spiritual alignment God creates before He releases transformation. God draws your attention inward because the greatest breakthroughs begin inside the heart before they manifest in the world. you start noticing the subtle nudges, the gentle convictions, the unexplainable clarity that rises within you. You may not understand why your desires are changing, why your priorities are shifting, why certain things that once excited you now feel empty, but this is God refining your spirit to match the magnitude of the blessing approaching your life. God never sends greatness into a distracted soul. He prepares your focus, strengthens your discipline, and sharpens your discernment so you can carry the weight of what is coming. And it is in these moments, right before God erupts into your life, that He exposes anything that could contaminate your next season. He reveals motives, uncovers hidden intentions, and brings truth to the surface so you can walk forward with clarity, not confusion. God does not let you enter a new chapter with all the shadows lingering behind you. So if you feel relationships drifting, it is because God is detaching you from bonds that no longer fit your purpose. If all the habits suddenly feel heavy, it is because God is elevating your spirit beyond what your past can hold. If your comfort zones feel suffocating, it is because God is calling you to rise far above the level you once settled for. The discomfort is a sign, the unease is a signal. The stirring inside you is divine preparation. You are outgrowing everything that was too small for your destiny, and God is making sure nothing weak follows you into the strong season that is coming. You see, when God plans to explode into your life, He does not merely adjust your surroundings. He transforms your identity. He strengthens your inner posture so you can stand in places you once feared. He pours wisdom into you that makes choices clear and enemies powerless. He reshapes your thinking, not to make you better, but to make you unstoppable. God is not interested in giving you a life that is simply improved. God wants to give you a life that is radically elevated, deeply rooted in faith, and unshakably aligned with purpose. This is why your spirit feels different. This is why your heart is awakening in ways you cannot ignore. God is not whispering anymore. He is building momentum inside you, momentum that will carry you into breakthroughs you once only dreamed of. And let this truth be sealed in your heart. When God is about to explode into your life, He often lets the pressure around you increase, not to harm you, but to strengthen you. Pressure is the birthplace of spiritual power. Pressure is where faith grows deeper, where character solidifies, where resilience becomes iron. You are not crushed by the pressure because God was within you, fortifying you from the inside out. The pressure you felt was not the enemy. It was God shaping a spirit inside you that would not collapse on the blessing. Many people want the explosion of God's favor, but their spirit is too fragile to handle the weight. God refused to let you remain fragile. He has been forging you in fire, molding you in silence, training you through storms, also you could stand tall when the breakthrough arrives. There were moments when you questioned whether God heard your prayers, moments when you wondered if your faith was in vain, moments when the silence made you doubt your own strength. But God was not ignoring you. He was preparing you. God listens even when He does not speak. God answers even when He remains unseen. God moves even when everything feels still. That delay you felt was divine strategy. That waiting season was divine timing. God was aligning the right moments, the right opportunities, the right people, the right settings, so your breakthrough would not be premature or incomplete. If God had exploded into your life too early, you would not be ready. If He waited too long, you would lose the faith necessary to rise into your purpose. God moves at the exact second your spirit is strong enough to carry destiny without fear. You are now stepping into a season where things that once resisted you will suddenly open. Where things that once intimidated you will lose their power. Where things that once confused you will make perfect sense. This is the clarity that comes when God steps into your life with unstoppable force. God is not adding blessing to your life. He is unleashing blessing. He's not giving you a small breakthrough. He is releasing a divine eruption that will shake every weak foundation and establish you in strength. You will walk differently. You will think differently. You will act with a new authority because God has breathed a fresh power into your spirit. And understand this. When God explodes into your life, He restores things that were broken so completely that you will forget they were ever damaged. God brings healing that doesn't just reduce pain, it eliminates it at the root. God brings peace that doesn't just calm your mind, it transforms your entire emotional landscape. God brings favor that doesn't just open doors, it makes people remember your name, even in rooms you've never entered. God brings increase that doesn't just provide for your needs, it overflows into every corner of your life. This is not a small blessing you are walking into. It is a divine overflow, a supernatural elevation, a spiritual eruption designed to shift everything connected to your destiny. Some of you are wondering why your spirit feels both excited and unsettled at the same time. That is what it feels like when the spiritual realm is in motion. You are feeling the vibration of what God is preparing. You are feeling the tremors before the divine explosion. Your spirit recognizes the shift even before your mind can understand it. When God gets ready to move, your inner world reacts. First, you feel the pull, the urgency, the expectation. Your dreams become clearer. Your thoughts become sharper. Your spirit becomes more aware. Do not ignore this feeling. It is a sign that breakthrough is near, closer than you realize. God is stirring your inner waters because He's about to release something massive into your path. And let me make this truth absolutely clear. Your past cannot stop what God is about to do. The mistakes you regret, the failures you replay, the weaknesses you hide, none of them are powerful enough to limit God's explosion of a blessing over your life. God does not measure your future by your past. God measures your future by the capacity He has placed inside you. Your past was training, your pain was molding, your failures were instruction. Nothing you went through was wasted. God has been using every moment of your journey as material for the blessing He is about to unleash. You may not have understood the purpose behind every season, but God did. And now you are stepping into the revealing stage, the part of your story where God shows you why nothing in your life was random. As God prepares to move, you will notice divine connections forming, people who inspire your growth, people who speak life into your spirit, people who carry wisdom that aligns with your destiny. These are not coincidences. They are alignments orchestrated by God. God sends the right people when you are entering the right season. He removes people who drain you so He can introduce those who elevate you. Every person coming into your life now is part of the breakthrough, part of the transformation, part of the divine eruption that is unfolding. Pay attention to these connections. They are proof that God is already moving. You must also begin to expect a spiritual acceleration. When God explodes into your life, everything that took years will suddenly shift in weeks. Delays will reverse. Stagnation will break. Opportunities will multiply. God does not need time to move. He uses time to prepare you. But when the moment comes, His movement is immediate. You will see rapid change. You will witness a sudden advancement. You will experience blessings you did not even pray for because God knows the desires you have never spoken. God moves beyond the request. He moves according to divine intention. And here is something you must hold deeply in your heart. The enemies that rose against you were not signs of defeat, they were signs of destiny. The resistance you faced was an indication of how powerful your future is. The attacks came because the enemy sensed what God was building inside you. But nothing the enemy attempted was strong enough to disrupt God's plan. God shielded you when you didn't realize it. God protected your name when others tried to distort it. God preserved your spirit when attackers hoped you would break under pressure. They saw weakness, but God saw strength. They saw vulnerability, but God saw potential. They saw a target, but God saw a chosen vessel. When God is preparing to explode into your life, He begins to awaken a deeper sensitivity within you, a spiritual alertness that makes you notice things you used to overlook. Suddenly, you can sense hidden motives, sense shifting atmospheres, sense when something is no longer aligned with your purpose. This is not paranoia, it is spiritual elevation. God sharpens your discernment before He releases your breakthrough, because discernment is what protects destiny. There are places God is about to take you that require sharper eyes and a wiser heart. There are opportunities coming that require clarity, not confusion. There are doors opening that must be entered with boldness and not hesitation. God knows you cannot carry greatness with a distracted spirit, so He heightens your awareness and deepens your insight. The very things that once slipped past, you will now stand out like warnings or confirmations, because God wants you to walk into your next season fully awake. And in this new spiritual alertness, God also reveals the true nature of struggle. What you thought was an attack was actually a lesson. What you interpreted as loss was a spiritual pruning. What felt like abandonment was actually God clearing the path ahead of you. Your struggle shaped you, stretched you, humbled you, and matured you in ways you didn't realize. You learned endurance when you wanted ease. You learned wisdom when you wanted answers. You learned strength when you wanted comfort. And now those lessons are about to become armor, preparing you for the elevation God is ready to release. God does not waste pain. He converts it into spiritual power. You will find yourself speaking with more authority, thinking with more depth, and moving with more certainty because of everything you endured. What was meant to weaken you is now the foundation of your strength. When God explodes into your life, He does not merely adjust your circumstances. He redefines your identity. He pulls you away from labels that others placed on you, labels that never reflected the truth of who He designed you to be. You are not the sum of your failures. You are not the product of your environment. You are not limited by what people believe about you. God strips away the false definitions you once accepted and replaces them with the divine identity. And as that identity strengthens within you, you begin to walk differently. You begin to speak differently. Your confidence is no longer rooted in your own capability, but in God's undeniable power working through you. This is the confidence that cannot be shaken because it does not come from self, it comes from God. In this season of divine eruption, expect God to reorder your priorities. The things that once consumed your time will feel trivial. The distractions that once pulled you away will lose their power. The habits that once kept you stagnant will feel intolerable. God does not elevate you while allowing you to entertain what drains your potential. He shifts your appetite. He elevates your standards. He awakens a hunger for what feeds your spirit rather than what numbs it. You will find yourself drawn to stillness, wisdom, and spiritual clarity because God is preparing you to rise to a level where peace becomes your strategy and discipline becomes your strength. This shift in priorities isn't something you force. It is something God creates within you when He is preparing to bless you beyond what you have ever known. And as God reorganizes your inner world, He also begins adjusting your outer world. Opportunities that once ignored you will begin to chase you. Doors that remained closed, no matter how hard you knocked, will open without effort. People who underestimated you will suddenly recognize your value. This is what happens when God shifts the atmosphere. What was impossible becomes accessible. What was delayed becomes accelerated. What was hidden becomes undeniable. But God does not give you these opportunities to inflate your ego. He gives them to fulfill your purpose. You are stepping into territory that was always meant for you. And God is clearing the path so you can walk through it without fear. There is a sacred truth you must understand. When God is about to explode into your life, He places a divine restlessness in your spirit. Not the restlessness of anxiety, but the restlessness of destiny. Something inside you begins to whisper, there is more. There is more than where you are. There is more than what you have seen. There is more than what you have experienced. This restlessness is God pulling you upward. It is spiritual gravity drawing you toward the place where you truly belong. You cannot stay where you have been because God is calling you to a higher realm of purpose, influence, peace, and clarity. That feeling is not confusion, it is divine momentum. It is the spiritual sign that your chapter is turning, whether you feel ready or not. And let this settle in your heart with absolute conviction. What God is about to release into your life will not resemble anything you have lost. This is not restoration to the old, it is elevation into the new. God is not replacing what was taken. He is giving you something far greater. If it left your life, it was too small. If it ended, it was not aligned. If it collapsed, it was not meant to carry the weight of your destiny. God removes what cannot contain His blessing. God closes doors that would block your expansion. God ends relationships that would become chains rather than bridges. Everything that left was clearing space for the divine eruption about to enter your life. And do not worry about the people who misunderstood you. Do not burden your heart with the opinions of those who judged you without knowing your journey. The same mouths that doubted you will speak differently when they witness God's movement in your life. The same eyes that look down on you will look up to you when they see the elevation God releases. This is not revenge, it is divine demonstration. God is about to show that His favor is not dependent on human approval. When God chooses to lift you, no one can lower you. When God chooses to promote you, no one can block you. When God chooses to bless you, no voice can discredit you. And here is something profound. As God prepares to explode into your life, He increases your sensitivity to timing. You will suddenly understand when to wait and when to move, when to speak and when to stay silent, when to hold on and when to let go, when to push and when to rest. This divine timing is a supernatural compass meant to guide you through the opportunities that are coming. The blessing God is preparing is too powerful to be received carelessly. You will feel the rhythm of God's movement, and you will align with it without forcing anything. That alignment is what will open doors that effort never could. God is also about to release peace into areas that have been chaotic for years. Peace in your mind, peace in your emotions, peace in your decisions, peace in your atmosphere. This peace is not passive, it is powerful. It is the kind of a peace that silences fear, calms storms, and becomes the foundation of every step you take. This peace is what will carry you into your next season without the residue of your past. God is washing away every worry, every weight, every wound that has followed you. You will not enter your breakthrough with the scars of old battles still bleeding. God is healing you deeply so He can elevate you boldly. And pay attention to this. God is preparing to give you confirmation after confirmation. Not vague signs, but undeniable direction. You will begin to see things align in ways that reveal God's hand clearly. A conversation will confirm what your spirit already sensed. A door will open at the exact moment you needed clarity. A thought will rise within you that answers a question you've carried for months. These confirmations are not coincidences. They are God's way of guiding you step by step into the explosion of a blessing. He's preparing. God is not leaving you to guess your way forward. He is directing your path with precision.